Happy New Year! I'm sure there are many of you out there who want to try living zero waste this year, and this is the video for you. Well, one of them. This is part 3 of my zero waste swap recommendations for beginners, so don't forget to check out parts 1 and 2 above and below, as well as I just released a video a week or so ago about how to go zero waste and stay zero waste in 2025. Because it's not just about the swaps, it's about the mindset and building a lifestyle and building community and so much more. You can also check that out above and below too. And before some of you click away, yes, these are also for intermediate or advanced zero wasters as well. You never know what on this list might be new to you, so stick around. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where I talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. And yes, I talk fast. I recognize that intro was a little bit too fast, but that was like the 5th time I tried it, so we're gonna stick with it. And if this is too fast for you, good news, there's a gear icon right down here where you can change the speed. Let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? The first one is if you want to go fully zero waste by the end of 2025, this is your place to start. Introducing, if you've never heard of it before, my Zero Waste in a Year guide/calendar. I just wrapped this up at the end of 2024, and I have been so excited to launch it over the past few weeks. This guide is designed to help you go from knowing nothing about zero waste to knowing maybe not everything about zero waste, but knowing plenty about zero waste. To introduce you to your zero waste journey, guide you through the next year, and then at the end of this year, you'll be able to be fully zero waste on your own, find more swaps that you like, find more habits that you like, so on and so forth. I fully recognize that this is not for everyone. It typically is for beginners, and I have a full video that you can check out here, as well as a written blog post describing what this guide entails, what the calendar entails, what the journal entails, if you need all of them, if you only need some of them, and things of that nature. Each month we will talk about a different topic, such as water conservation, energy conservation, zero waste at work, zero waste groceries, and each day you get a brand new tip or swap to help you live zero waste. My favorite part of this guide is that it is designed to be started any day of the year, because yeah, this video is not releasing on January 1st, but you can still pick up the guide and start it right now, even if you're not watching this video on the day that this video releases. If you miss a few days, you'll start right where you left off. You won't miss any of the information in this guide. There's a link to buy it down below. Thank you in advance for anybody who does use it. One of my favorite underrated zero waste swaps is Qrumbles. I kind of equate them to Stasher Bag. It is a silicone sheet instead of a bag designed to help keep your food fresh, and I find that they are so much easier to wash than Stasher bags. This sheet of silicone is designed to wrap around your items like sandwiches, cookies, wraps, and fruit. Since it is a sheet, it is far more easier to wash than a reusable silicone bag, especially if you don't have a dishwasher. But they are dishwasher, freezer, and microwave safe. We use them mostly for hiking, but also for other things such as work lunches, and I have nothing but good things to say about Qrumbles. A very easy zero waste swap that you can make is dish soap. This won't change your life at all. It will be just like using your old dish soap, but this one will have better ingredients and probably better packaging as well. And it doesn't hurt to shop small. This is gonna look a little bit different depending on what you have access to. Perhaps you go to your local refill store and you refill your old container. Perhaps you don't have a bulk store, but you want to stick with a liquid soap, you can try Clean Cult or Dr. Bronner's, both of which are very widely available online and in person. Or maybe you want to give a solid dish soap block a try. There are many options here when it comes to washing your dishes in an eco-friendly manner. I also like that this one is kind of family friendly in that your family can use this swap very easily, no learning curve, and it's not going to feel different and weird. This next one though might take some getting used to, and that is ditching your paper towels and your napkins and using reusables instead. But reusable paper towels can save you hundreds of dollars every single year, as proven in this video. Perhaps you buy fancy paper napkins like from Marley's Monsters on paper towels, or you simply just use rags and towels that you already have. Whichever you decide will depend on how much money you want to spend, if any, if you want something that's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, and things of that nature. But both have the same impact, and that is a lot of waste saving and a lot of money saving. I find that they are very easy to use, very easy to wash and reuse. I think this is a great swap for anybody, anywhere on their zero waste journey, but especially beginners. It was one of my personal first swaps, and I've never bought anything fancy. I just use rags, and they work fine for me. I may have mentioned library cards already in this Zero Waste Swaps for Beginners series, but I have to mention them again. I cannot and will not shut up about libraries. Of course, they're famous for letting us borrow books, but they have so many more benefits, such as museum and park passes, a library of things where you can borrow stuff like a sewing machine, a popcorn machine, a drill, sports equipment, and things of that nature, games, magazines, ebooks, and audiobooks right to your phone. You can go to classes and workshops and children's programs. It's a free meeting place for clubs. You can get free internet and free electricity if you don't have that, and so much more. Libraries are so underrated and totally free. They can help you live zero waste in so many aspects of your life. Seriously, go get a library card. And please use your library. But why is this eco-friendly, you might ask? Borrowing is inherently better for the planet. Because instead of everybody going out, let's say 100 people bought the same book, so 100 copies of that book were sold, or one copy of that book was sold at the library, and we can all borrow that one copy. Same with the library of things. We don't all need a drill, we don't all need a sewing machine, we can all just borrow the same one. The first zero waste habit on this list is to never stop learning. And therefore, this applies to anybody on their zero waste journey, not just beginners. For example, I thought I was a recycling pro several years ago, but I still learn about recycling recycling every single day. Maybe not every single day, but just this spring, I learned that clamshells that you get strawberries and blueberries in typically are not recyclable because they flatten down and machines can confuse them with cardboard. And this was even as a very experienced zero waster. But other things too. Keep learning about climate change. Keep learning about how environmentalism and politics go hand in hand. Keep learning about other ways to reduce your waste. If you're in the market to keep learning, I have a full list on my website of books to read, documentaries to watch, podcasts to listen to, and other people to follow to keep learning more. Honestly, just as underrated and underhyped as libraries are buy nothing groups. Seriously, go join one right now. Especially as a beginner. I really wish I would have used this sooner. If you've never heard of this term before, buy nothing group, no buy group, you can check out this video up here. But the premise is simple. Give away your unwanted items for free and take items for free. It's a trade economy with your neighbors in order to keep stuff out of the landfill. I have found amazing things on my groups over the years and given away nice items and also items that I deemed trash, such as dead plants, wobbly shelves, etc. One man's trash truly is another treasure, and these groups prove it. It's a great way to help one another. It's a great way to keep stuff out of the landfill, and it's totally free. Typically you join on Facebook, but I think they might have an app as well. Browse around and see what works best for you. Another swap that when you make it, it's basically like using its mainstream counterpart is lip balm. This is my favorite, like in plastic. It's not mainstream, it's still a small brand of lip balm, and this is my favorite eco-friendly in cardboard, also small brand lip balm from Sustain Yourself, right? It feels just the same as using mainstream lip balm, but it's less pollutive to create, it's less pollutive to dispose of, it's made from natural ingredients, and it's a small business. But I have a full video on zero waste lip balm reviews. It looks like this. You can check it out down below to see which one of these would work best for you. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this one until now, and that is dryer balls. It is such an easy swap, saves so much money, and it's really, really beginner friendly. Dryer balls are usually made out of wool, making them 100% natural and compostable. Of course, that wouldn't be vegan, so there are silicone options as well. And they truly last forever. I bought a set of 6 of them probably 5 years ago. Like, I think my first set of dryer balls ever, I still use the original 3. I don't even use all 6. And then I gave 3 to a friend because they last forever, and I was like, I don't need these. They reduce the need for wasteful dryer sheets, which are not recyclable, and they help to fluff up your laundry, so it also can help reduce dry time. Sorry, this next one is for pet owners only, but that is bioplastic dog poop bags. I recommend this because it's so similar to the plastic counterpart that you might as well use one that's less harmful to the environment. Of course, you're probably not going to be composting your dog's waste, but bioplastics are inherently better for the planet. They are less pollutive to create, less pollutive to dispose of, even if they end up in the landfill. And I have a full video on bioplastics that you can check out up here. My favorite place to get these myself is from The Kind Pet, or better yet, a free option is to use what you already have. If you use plastic grocery bags, plastic bread bags, plastic fruit bags, plastic vegetable bags, newspaper bags, any sort of plastic bag in your life, use that for free. Give it some more life because it's going to end up in the landfill anyway. A zero waste habit that I think anybody can do is to freeze food to preserve it. Yes, you can preserve food, even if you don't have a big pantry, even if you don't have a canning setup, even if you don't know how to can. I even preserved food living in an RV, proving that you can do it in any sort of small space, simply with a freezer. I find that stuff freezes best in stasher bags because they are thick and freezer friendly, but you can just use any plastic bag that you already have. Generally speaking, you can freeze just about any fruit or vegetable. I would recommend doing some research first just to be sure about, how the texture might be after freezing it, if you should cook it first, if you should freeze it in a certain manner, just to preserve the texture as much as possible. Now, of course, if you freeze spinach and thaw it, it's not going to be good for a salad, but you can still use it in soups, stir fries, curries, etc. There's still a way to use your frozen fruits and vegetables to prevent food waste and save you some money. Another habit that I really wish I would have started sooner is shopping small. Shopping small is inherently better for the planet, and you can learn more about that in this video. But in short, smaller stores require less energy. It's also local to you, therefore less shipping. And it's also just feels so much better in my conscience to support my neighbor, to support a friend, than a billionaire who doesn't know me and does not care about the planet. What I mean here is go to your local bookstore instead of Barnes & Noble. Go to a local boutique instead of H&M. Head to the local craft store instead of Hobby Lobby. You get the idea. Granted, most zero waste swaps in this series and that I talk about are going to be from small brands, so it's pretty easy to do if you're already shopping from zero waste brands, but I wish I would have made more of a constant effort to do this when I was first living zero waste in the form of like grocery, entertainment, etc. So shopping small is still kind of new to me, so start it now. I also highly recommend that you boycott big oil. That sounds scary, it sounds impossible, especially if you drive a car, but it is possible. I made a full video a few years ago on 10 ways to boycott big oil, even if you can't give up your car, that I will leave tagged down below. Because yeah, we still drive our truck every now and then, but there are so many other ways that we can boycott big oil, such as walking and biking where possible, reducing our plastic consumption, shopping secondhand, carpooling, recycling properly, and encouraging encouraging others to do the same. Big oil is one of the biggest polluters on the planet, so the least amount of money that we give them, the better. Speaking of encouraging others, the next zero waste habit is to inspire others to live similarly to you. I think we vastly discount how much of an impact we have on people in our daily lives. You don't need to have tens of thousands of followers online to have an impact. Simply by leading by example in your household, your office, your classroom can make a difference. Bringing up topics and having conversations based off of the things that you learn while you continue to research can make a difference. This is why I started my platforms. I learned I was recycling wrong and thought that others might be recycling incorrectly as well. So I wanted to spread the word and educate. I learned about subsidies and why they have led to this plastic crisis and knew others didn't know about it, so I wanted to educate. So talk to the people in your life, spread the word, lead by example. It doesn't matter if you're just educating one person or if you decide to start your online content creation journey as well and educate tens of thousands of people. Even just influencing your household matters, because we don't need just those of us who are really interested in eco living to live a perfect eco life. We need everybody around the whole world to live just a little bit more eco-friendly. The next swap is zero waste floss. Please don't forget to floss. Not flossing got me 10 cavities. Learn from my mistakes. As we learned in Hidden Plastics Part 1, which you can check out above if I have cards, if not, it's down below, I highly recommend you switch to compostable floss, if it works for you. Now, compostable floss is quite fragile, and if you have tight teeth like me, it might not work for you. So once I'm out of my plastic floss, I think I'm gonna consider switching to a water pick. We'll see. A lot of it kind of scares me. I don't know if I can handle that texturally. So anyway, do what you gotta do, but maybe this is the first time you're hearing about compostable floss, give it a try. And when in doubt, consult your dentist. A very easy swap for the shower, for the kitchen, or anywhere that scrubbing with soap and water is involved is a natural loofah. Many of our traditional sponges, loofahs, and other sort of dish cleaning materials are made out of plastic. Plastic bristles, plastic handles, etc. Natural loofahs are a gourd of sorts. It grows on a vine, it grows in a garden, you can grow it in your own garden. It dries, and then you have something that looks like this. And it is very easy to use anywhere in your house. It's a little bit exfoliating, it'll totally decompose at the end of its life. They're very cheap, and they're so eco-friendly. Another swap that is very easy to implement for your entire household, because it's not really that weird to do, is eco-friendly cleaners. My best piece of advice here is that you really only need one good cleaner, one good all-purpose cleaner. You don't need a bathroom cleaner, and a tile cleaner, and a tub cleaner, and a kitchen cleaner, and a floor cleaner. You get the idea. You don't need all of those. You really just need one good all-purpose cleaner. Now, I still use a mirror and a window cleaner just because I find that a little bit more useful than an all-purpose cleaner, but maybe you have better luck than me. There are plenty of great brands out there for eco-friendly cleaning products such as Meliora, Clean Cult, Grove, and Blue Land, and more. I have a full eco-friendly cleaning routine that I did last spring that you can check out down below. And once again, these function very similarly to what you're already used to, so it'll be very easy to get the folks in your household used to these. Once your old light bulbs die, replace them with LED light bulbs. I'm sure that we've all heard that they're more eco, but why? According to the Department of Energy, LED light bulbs last longer, are more durable, and offer comparable or better lighting quality than other types of lighting. They may also use up to 90% less energy than traditional bulbs. This means energy conservation and money savings. So it might cost you a little bit of money up front, but it will save you money. Lastly for today is patch bandages. They are made from bamboo because traditionally speaking, bandages are made out of plastic, which, you know, it's medical. You gotta do what you gotta do. If this plastic works better for you, that is fine. But if this is a swap that you have never heard of before, consider giving patch a try. I like these personally as an adult, but I have heard that some people with kids, these aren't the best because they're not the most waterproof. Kids can pick at them a lot easier than the plastic-based ones. You know, as an adult who's mindful about my bandage consumption, I find that these work really well, and it's cool that they're compostable. To complete this list of 60 swaps and habits, once again, don't forget to check out parts 1 and 2 above and below. Many on this list are easy, will save you money over the long term, and of course reduce waste. Now you might be thinking, if me, just one person watching this, were to implement all 20 of these, would that really save the planet? No, I'm not gonna kid anybody by saying that it is. But what does make a difference is when all of us watching, when every single one of us cares about the planet, switches to reusable water bottles, switches to reusable grocery bags, switches to an eco-friendly cleaner. That's when the impacts start happening. But what does make the biggest difference is all these small actions adding up over the long term. When I use a reusable water bottle daily, when hundreds or thousands of us use reusable water bottles daily, that's what really adds up. Our individual action collected and multiplied. Especially when it comes to voting with our dollar. If we're all taking our money away from these wasteful companies that make our cleaners and our soaps and our water bottles and giving it to these smaller eco-friendly ones, those big brands are either going to catch on or they're going to go out of business. I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you are inspired to start living zero waste in the new year. I have many more resources when it comes to zero waste in the new year, such as eco resolutions you can set, more zero waste tips for beginners. They will all be tagged down below. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time, especially if you made it all the way to the end. Please reach out with any questions down below. My DMs on Instagram are open. And once again, my zero waste in a year guide is a great place to start. Coming up next week are 2 controversial videos. The first one is, how dare I call myself an environmentalist with blue hair? And number 2, I'm calling out a pretty big brand for greenwashing. You don't want to miss that one. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for following along. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Once again, I talk about making zero waste free, easy, and fun for everybody. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye, guys. I'm so ready to be done filming. Happy New Year. Let's try again. I'm so tired. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where I talk about all sorts of things zero waste. Hello everyone, I mean, you know what? I have not had any good bloopers yet this year, so. And they also fluff up, fluff up.